him and I'm at it again. The crystal arrow calling my name. Down a gravel road, box full of fur, and a mystery in the next steel blur. Catching the first made me a believer. A whole lot of coons, yotes, and beaver.
What a day, guys. What a season. All right, guys, welcome to season 3. It's late September now. Normally I don't do any of my scouting until at least October. We're so dry right now, and I got so much work to do. We're gonna be marking some trails today. So September 19th, I think it is, maybe the 20th. Got my new GPS, got it turned on, got it set up, ready to go. Don't have long today. I've been working on traps most of the morning, but we're gonna go out and start marking some ground. Primarily today, just some ground that I'm familiar with, so I don't miss the trails because I know roughly where they're gonna be. But here pretty soon, we're gonna have to do some virgin territory for me and find stuff that I'm unfamiliar with, and that takes a lot of time. But for today, we're just gonna go find those trails and start mapping. It's that time, guys. Well, I'm sure y'all remember this one. This was the first stop last year on opening day. We're actually going to document this trail and show you how it develops throughout the until season gets here. But we caught a lot of raccoon off this last season. Just a timber area on the other side of the road. Actually, we got corn right up there, but basically there's a fence line right in line with this power pole, and that's kind of where they're coming through at. Get my shadow out of the way, but you can see where this trail is winding up and through, right up through here. Awesome location, guys. We're gonna take a lot of coon off this one. Off my game, I just about drove past this one. I just saw that little bit of bare dirt up here. Don't look like much. Matter of fact, I'm not even sure where it's coming from, but this is definitely a raccoon trail coming down through right next to this little shrub tree. We'll have to watch this one too and see how this one develops as well. Not a huge trail, but we'll take a couple coon off it. Now this is what we're really after, guys. I trapped this last year. You can see the corn up there this year, and you can just see this trail winding down. It is awesome. Just a great trail down to bare dirt. I trapped it last year because we got a farm up there with some feedlots and such, so it's good for even when this was beans. But these are the trails I'm really after. On the other side of the road, we've got this timber, not a huge timber, but this nice little draw that comes kind of up alongside of the road. So these are what we're after. We're gonna go in here, hit mark number 3. Okay, and now we're locked in. Stop number 3. Man, we're gonna take a lot of fur off this. I'm getting excited, guys. This is awesome. Here we have a corn to corn location. Actually, this is gonna show up pretty good with the shade. You can see the trail wrapping around right here, going up to the corn. It actually swings in there and goes right up next to the pole. Believe it or not, I actually don't set a lot of corn to corn locations. That being said, right now they can be living out in this corn. Literally, raccoon, it's warm enough. If they can find water, they're living out here. When that corn's gone, it forces them to move to more of a permanent denning site. With no timber around, these trails, in my opinion, you might be able to catch one, but it's not worth my time, to be honest with you. I've got a lot better locations, but if this corn was to still be standing on opening day, I will make note to set this for sure. It's just because of the opposite side is corn and there's no timber around at all whatsoever. Just makes these not as effective come season. One of the few spots that actually deteriorates once season gets here from scouting. Pretty much everything else will blow up and get better, but once these crops are out, I don't find it worth it. But that's my opinion. You know, everyone's got one. But anyway, moving down the road, guys, we got a lot of stuff to scout. This trail's always been good to me too. I'm sure this grass is pretty wet. We actually finally got a little bit of rain the other day. Not a lot, but definitely did get some. You can see kind of the bare bank there. What these raccoons are doing, if I can find a way. Actually, you can even see Ooh, don't get upside down. There's a little trail here going up the side. That's not the main one, I'd say. I'd say the main one's walking right down through here. And either going up there or walking on around, but I'd imagine this was completely dry the other day before we got that rain. I can actually see some claw marks up there on the bank, so that's definitely what they're doing. We get some water in here, we might be able to set a blind foothold. Otherwise I'll just rely on my dog proofs, but either way, we're marking this. On the mark, hit the button on the left side. Number 4, is this okay? Hit it again and that's it. Makes it really easy when I'm flying down the road. Even if I'm going 50 and I see something I like, I can just boom boom and it's marked right there. Pretty slick setup. You know, I like these things simple. I'm not a fancy guy by any means or a technology person, so these things are handy. But number 4, only about, hopefully about 600-700 more to go. Here's a spot that I told you I almost drove past every time last year. We had corn up there, which made it a lot better. We can actually see a trail coming down right through here. I'm actually shocked that there's still this much stuff using this. And they're wrapping up and getting on this trail that goes down into the tube right through here. And then they are wrapping up, if you can see it, right up there through this grass. Kind of a little farmer roadway here between fences, but over here on the right we got an actual homestead with a bunch of hay and farming equipment, so that might be what they're attracted to. Not nearly blown up like it was last year, but we're early. You know, like I said, this is earlier than I've probably ever started recording you know, my locations and planning out my equipment. But with what I'm planning this year, I got to jump early, and I know where these trails are at, so that'll help a lot, or where most of them should be. Even the ones that aren't fully developed, I know what they'll be here in a couple weeks. But one thing I am worried about, you know, like I said, with this grass dying, it's making these trails pop a little sooner, which is beneficial. But that grass dying so early, I do worry about my 220 locations getting knocked down by Mother Nature before I have a chance to really set them. You know, once that grass dies, rain, wind, snow, everything knocks that cover down, and it doesn't rejuvenate itself. It doesn't pop itself back up. So with that dying earlier, I do worry that that grass is going to get knocked down sooner. Knock down my perfect 220 funnels that I like to have. I don't know that, but that's just my theory on it, which makes me a little nervous. But all we can do is hit as hard as we can as soon as possible. So moving on, next spot, guys. We'll be getting everything on camera today, guys, by any means, but you can see this trail goes right down through here. It's gonna be my first 220 location. We trapped this last year and we took 2 or 3 off it. Nothing major, but we got corn up there this year, which is a huge game changer. Let's look on the trail here. You can actually see the tracks and claw marks of stuff coming up and down through this. Actually, this is the first time when I was just driving around the other day and I took a look at this. I found the opposite side of the trail, going right down along through this, next to this pole. It's a little harder to see on camera here, but it goes right down through. I wonder if we can actually get some tracks down in there. You can see where it's going up, but perfect spot for 220 right here in between those grasses. You know, especially with that muskrat stretcher stabilizer that I use. We're gonna have some dead raccoon here, so I'm gonna mark this. Actually I already did. Yep, that was number 6. So we're gonna put a 220 on each side and hopefully have a nice double on opening day, guys. All right, I know there's gonna be a trail here. We got a culvert and we got corn. I think I did the same thing to this trail last year, guys. You got to get in here and really dig and look for it. Ooh. Right up underneath there she is. Let's get the camera down in there. Not sure how well that'll show up, but it's definitely here. Definitely here. So it stays like this, we're gonna be setting a couple 220s in here. We're far enough away from any houses, just down here on the bottom. Be a really great location. So we're gonna mark it, number 7, okay. And I get to the truck, gonna write down 220s on this spot. That's a good one. Probably only have enough room to get one in over here, but that's all right. in here to the truck. Kind of show you what I'm doing here. Number one, you can see we set a dog proof on each side. Number two, it's going to be one dog proof on the left. Number three, two dog proofs on the left. And as we get to number 7, I put 1 220 left. That last spot we did, we got 220 on each side. So that's how I do my book. It's not official yet. You know, once I get traps in the ground, I'll adjust things accordingly, but that's how we do this, guys. Well, I'd say we got us another good one. Coming down through here, kind of under through the grass. We can see where they're clawing their way up the bank. Growing into this brush pile, so it might be a denning area. We got corn here, we got timber on the other side, and we're marking us another one. Probably have to throw, probably won't have room for 2 dog proofs in here. Probably throw 1 down on the bottom. We got a house right here to my right, about 75 yards, so that really limits the possibility of conibears. But I do want to see where this comes out on the other side. Right through here. It's hard to tell, but it goes right down in between the grass there, wraps up around, and goes right up into the timber and the corn on the other side. Corn to corn location, but that brush pile there, it's going to be a denning area too, so it's going to be a good spot. Hopefully pick up 3 or 4. Another thing I want to note while you're doing this, you know, driving the gravel road scouting, keep an eye on that rear view mirror. We just had a car right up on my rear end. I had no idea they were there. Probably frustrated them pretty good. That's why I do a lot of my scouting. You know, probably around 8 or 9 in the morning, and I'm done by 2:30 or 3, about now normally. That way when people start getting off work, and you know, I'm on gravel road, so it's not terrible, but they do start getting busier. Definitely start getting more traffic on them. But it's just, you get so caught up in looking for trails like that one back there, which I'm gonna mark, throw a couple dog proofs in. It's just how quick I can do this, if I want to. But you start getting more traffic like that, get people behind you, it starts getting a little more dangerous. You know, some of these spots where it's just I parked and it's like, ooh, hop out and go check that out. You don't know what's about ready to zip past you, so you always got to use your head when it comes to checking out these road lines. You know, I've been guilty before of wanting to see a trail over here on the left side of the road and just drove over there. Not something that I do when I have a clear head. Not something you should do, but when I was younger, I definitely made a lot more mistakes. But anyway, that's just, you know, keep an eye out. You always got to watch what's going on around you. Oh, that's crazy. There's nothing coming through here as of yet. This 2 years ago, this is my best skunk location. Actually, last year I caught my glare's right in it. We caught a fox in a dog proof here, and my boy was standing up on top of this culvert. The one day he rode with me last year, which was pretty cool. But yeah, as of right now, there's nothing coming through here, which is shocking. We got a fence line with corn. Really figured we'd have them moving through here, but they're not. So, but just those memories of you know, when he did that with me. That's why I do this. I love being out here and seeing this. But you can see, you know, there's just no activity right now. Yeah, had a van just go past, so traffic's starting to pick up here. We won't go too crazy today, guys. Just kind of getting the itch. Seeing these things gets me excited. And we just had a sheriff go past, so drove by real slow, saw me run down in the ditch. Now he's coming back at us, so we'll see how this goes. Well, that was a nice experience. Sheriff he just stopped the second time by and asked what I was up to. It does look pretty suspicious. You see someone running around up and down these ditches. You know, I don't blame him for being kind of nervous about it, but once I told him who I was, what I was doing, pretty sure he's even gonna subscribe to the channel, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, don't get yourself in a sticky situation. Like I said in my live last night, these people are trapping before dark, which I'll have to do when I go back to work here this trapping season. You come up and down out of the ditch, you know, carrying a firearm. When someone pulls in behind you, just be careful. That could get really ugly really quickly. I've had that happen to me. I mean, it was my pellet gun. and my actual 22 before I started using the pellet gun. Just, you know, use your head. Be very, very cautious. They have enough problems to worry about. They don't need to worry about you. So anyway, we got us another one. This doesn't look great right now, but I know they're coming through here. Even up and over too. Do they have any tracks in the... Oh, it's so hard to tell. We just got that rain, but I know they're coming up through here, going right up to that corn. Even on the other side of that post, if you can see it at all, you can see where they're going up through. So gonna mark this for another double spot for dog proofs, since we got a house close by. But down the road we go, fellas. All right, guys, so we're gonna monitor this trail. This will be one I keep track of this year. It's so hard to tell right now, but this trail is going right up this pond dam. This is actually where last year I caught an otter with Braden down here in some blind 1.5s. So this is gonna be one we're gonna keep track of and follow the development over the next few weeks and see how this turns out. But I'm definitely planning on setting on it. My, oh my, oh my. Perfect, right in between that grass right there. We're gonna catch something at 220. You can see the path where they're going up the other side. This is just a pasture ground. With the other side is a pond. We're literally just right there at that dam on the dike side, where I was talking about the otter. But this is gonna be a great location. We're gonna probably throw two 220s in here. I don't know if y'all can see that, but just that little gap in the grasses right there, it tells me that there's a trail coming over the road here. That's all it takes. I mean, matter of fact, that's kind of what I look for. You know, if I go down my level with my truck and I'm driving along and all of a sudden, bam, I see that gap, that tells me that we've got a trail here. And we do, wrapping right down through here. Like I said, it's early, but definitely a trail. Check out the other side. Yep, you can see right here the grass is parted, both sides. Wow, now that's looking good. They're going right down through here. We're gonna be able to 220 this. I like that. 220s are my favorite by far. You know, it's just typical location. We got corn over here coming off this big draw. That's what we're looking for. Yes. All right, guys, big picture scouting. This is what I'm looking for. Timber, corn. You know, this is pretty good size area here, so there's probably more than just one bottom here, more than one high ridge. This is what we're after. Yep, right here we got that trail coming up to that first timber location. If you look close, this tree had some oyster mushrooms. It's not quite in the road ditches, so I can't get them. Yeah, I mean, it looks like there might even be a second trail coming up over here. This actually, the tube is too high. It's off the ground away, so they have to come over the top, which means over here we should have a really good over the top trail somewhere sometime. It looks like it's knocked down right here. Yep, there it is. That'll find it every time. I mean, just look at this grass. You can see it's tall, and then all of a sudden you see right here, I hope you guys can see that, just that depression. Or if, you know, you're driving the banks, you know, looking gap. That gap is what I look for. If I'm going in a new area and I don't know where the trails are, you see that gap and you're gonna find that trail. Oh man, that's awesome. Goes down deep into deep cover. We're gonna be using a lot of 220s this year, guys, which is awesome. I just got done getting all my traps sorted out. We're gonna be dyeing them here in the next few days. So we're sitting at 170 220s right now, 777 dog proofs, so just shy of 950 between those two, and I'm hoping to get them all pre-staked. But man, I'm loving this. This is awesome. All right, guys, one more thing before we wrap it up for the day. It's about 3:30 now, and I gotta get home, make dinner for the family when they get home from school and work. But you see this fence line, it's full of grass. The grass is growing right up through it. Grass, bare spot. These bare spots are where animals are going through the fence. That's actually what I noticed first instead of this trail that I'm walking on. I was driving along and I saw that bear spot right there in the fence, and then I found the trail. Probably easily throw a 220 in here as well, which is awesome because I love my 220s, like I said. But you know, we're just going from corn, from the timber. We're still on that bottom piece that we just filmed. We got 3 stops just between here and that hill. So great location, guys. That's what we're after. A lot of really quality sets, really close together. That's what makes my trap line. So anyway, end of episode 1, guys. I'm getting pumped. This is getting exciting. Trails are popping, traps are getting ready. It's game on.